Welcome to the Wakem universe, where fan theories come to life, hidden details get uncovered, and your favorite worlds get even more exciting. Let's dive in. In the DC universe, there are powerful villains, and then there's Darkseid. But what most fans don't realize is that Darkseid didn't just try to conquer Earth or even the known universe. He nearly won everything. Twice. Not in small tactical skirmishes, but on a cosmic scale that bent time, space, and even the very concept of free will. Let's go back to the first time it almost happened, the legendary Final Crisis storyline. Darkseid's plan wasn't about brute force, it was about corruption. He used a weapon called the anti-life equation, something he had hunted across countless galaxies. The equation wasn't a bomb, it wasn't a virus, it was a concept, an idea that, once understood, could eliminate all free will and enslave any mind. And in Final Crisis, Darkseid finally unleashed it. He did it subtly. Quietly, the gods of Apocalypse fell to Earth like diseased comets, possessing the bodies of humans. Darkseid himself took over the body of a corrupt detective named Dan Turpin, and then, using human technology and broadcasting systems, he spread the anti-life equation across the globe. It took only hours for humanity to fall. Superheroes were turned into slaves, cities were reduced to ash, the very fabric of reality began to rot. And the most terrifying part? Darkseid wasn't even in his true form. He was dying. His essence had crashed into the universe and was dragging it into the abyss with him. He had essentially won. For a brief moment in the DC timeline, the new gods were dead, the Justice League was shattered, and Earth was becoming the center of a dark multiverse. It took the combined actions of Superman, Batman, and the literal death of Darkseid at the hands of the Black Racer to stop it. And even then, the cost was unimaginable. Batman was hit by the Omega Sanction and erased from time. The multiverse cracked, and Darkseid's legacy lingered. But that was just round one. The second time Darkseid nearly conquered all reality, that happened in the Darkseid War, just before DC Rebirth. This time, he wasn't after the anti-life equation, he already had it. He was now in a war against the Anti-Monitor, another cosmic god with multiversal ending power. As they clashed, the Justice League was caught in the crossfire and then transformed. Each hero was turned into a literal god. Batman sat on the Mobius chair and became the god of knowledge. The Flash merged with the Black Racer and became the god of death. Superman was supercharged into the god of strength. But none of them could stop what came next. Darkseid died, but death is not the end for beings like him. Through a chain of events involving Grail, his daughter, and a reborn anti-life equation, Darkseid returned, reborn as a baby, then rapidly aged into a new, even more powerful form. He was no longer just a warlord or even a god, he became something fundamental, an elemental force of domination. In both of these events, Final Crisis and Darkseid War, Darkseid didn't just threaten Earth, he infected the rules of storytelling, he broke the structure of the DC universe. Time loops, crumbling realities, heroes losing their sense of identity. That's the scale he operates on. And even when he loses, he doesn't really lose. Because Darkseid isn't just a physical threat. He's the embodiment of control, of tyranny, of the belief that freedom is a lie and that existence itself should bow to his will. That's what makes him more terrifying than any Kryptonian, speedster, or intergalactic tyrant. Darkseid plays the long game. Every plan, every invasion, every corrupted soul, it's all part of a slow-motion war on the very concept of hope. And now, with James Gunn's DCU rebooting everything, the question is, will this Darkseid be the one to finally succeed? Because we've seen glimpses of him in Zack Snyder's Justice League. We've seen Apocalypse. We've seen the Omega symbol burned into the earth. And we know that DC is rebuilding toward a new continuity. If Darkseid returns, and this time with all of his history and power intact, it won't just be another alien invasion. It'll be the end of everything. Thanks for tuning in to the Wakem universe. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, peace.